I got assigned to Whitman Hall my sophomore year. It's one of the older dorms on campus, built in the 60s, but it had been renovated, so it was actually pretty nice. During room selection, I noticed that 433 was always available. Every single time slot, every selection round, it was open. I figured maybe it had a weird layout or bad view or something. I picked it because it was a single. I didn't want to deal with a roommate again after freshman year. Move-in day was fine. The room was a decent size, decent light, nothing obviously wrong with it. Standard dorm furniture, bed, desk, dresser, closet. The RA helping me move in was friendly, told me where the laundry room was, gave me all the basic info. I unpacked over the first few days, hung some posters, set up my desk the way I liked it, put my clothes away. Few days have passed and I settled in. On the fourth night, I woke up and something felt off. I turned on my desk lamp. My posters had been switched. The one that was above my desk was now above my bed. The one from above my bed was now on the opposite wall. I sat there staring at them. I was alone. My door had been locked. Nobody had a key except me and the RA. I got up and checked the door. Still locked, deadbolt in place. I told myself I was remembering wrong. Maybe I'd hung them in different spots than I thought. I went back to sleep. 2 days later, it happened again. This time it was my desk. My laptop had been moved from the left side to the right side. My lamp was on the opposite corner. My notebooks were stacked in a different order. Everything was still neat, still organized, just rearranged. I went down to the RA's room and asked if maintenance had come in for any reason. "Not that I know of," she said. "Why?" I told her my stuff kept moving around. She got this weird look on her face. "Oh, you're in room 433. I asked what that meant. "It does that," she said. "I should have mentioned it during move-in, but honestly, I figured you'd just think you were misremembering." That's what most people think at first. I asked how long it had been doing it. "As long as I've been here, so at least 3 years. Probably longer." I asked if anyone knew why. She shrugged. "No idea. It's always been room 433. Housing knows about it. They don't really do anything. You can request a room change if you want, but honestly, you should just get used to it." I asked, "What exactly does it do?" "Exactly what you saw. It rearranges stuff," she said. "Not every night, but like once or twice a week. It's always neat. Nothing gets broken or messed up. Things just get moved around." I didn't request a room change. I figured it was weird but harmless. For the first month, she was right. Things would move around. My books, my clothes, my desk setup. But nothing was ever damaged or missing. Just rearranged. It was almost tidy, in a way. Like someone was organizing for me, just with a different system than I used. But then I started noticing a pattern. My textbooks would be stacked in the same order every time. My clothes would be organized by color in the closet, always the same order. Dark to light, left to right. My desk would always have the lamp on the right, laptop on the left, notebooks stacked largest to smallest, like it wasn't random, like it was specific. Someone, or something, had a system. In October, I decided to test it. Before going to bed, I messed up my room, threw my books on the floor, left my clothes in a pile, moved my desk lamp to a weird spot in the middle of the desk. I went to sleep. When I woke up, everything was organized again. Books alphabetical on the shelf, clothes color-coded in the closet, lamp in its correct position on the right side of the desk. I sat on my bed and looked around the room. "Okay," I said out loud. "I get it. You like things organized." That night, nothing else moved. I went 3 days without anything being rearranged. On the fourth night, I woke up to the sound of my dresser drawer opening. I didn't move. I kept my eyes closed and listened. Soft sounds, fabric rustling, the drawer closing, Another one opening. It went on for maybe 5 minutes, then silence. I waited another few minutes, then opened my eyes and turned on the light. My dresser drawers were all slightly open, like someone had just closed them, but they hadn't quite latched. I got up and opened the top drawer. My shirts were refolded and reorganized, neat stacks arranged by color. I opened the other drawers. Same thing. Everything refolded, everything organized. I looked around the room. Nothing else had moved. Just the dresser. I sat back down on my bed. "Thank you," I said. I don't know why I said it. It just felt right. The next morning, I found a note. It was on my desk, written on a piece of notebook paper that I recognized as coming from my own notebook. The handwriting was neat, precise, slightly old-fashioned. It said, "You're welcome. Signed L." I kept the note. I lived in room 433 for the rest of the year. Things still moved around occasionally, but less frequently. And it was always tidying, never messing up. I started leaving things slightly disorganized on purpose before bed. In the morning, they'd be neat again. I never saw who or what was doing it. But sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night and hear soft sounds, drawers opening, papers rustling, footsteps, light and careful. I'd keep my eyes closed and wait for it to stop. In May, right before move-out, I left a note on my desk. "Thanks for keeping things organized. Good luck with the next person." When I came back from my last final to pack up, there was a response on the same piece of paper, underneath my note. "Thank you for being kind. Signed L." I took the note with me when I moved out. I still have the note. I moved into a 3-bedroom apartment in August, right after graduating. It was in a decent neighborhood, close to my new job, and the rent was split 3 ways, so it was actually affordable. I found the place on a roommate finder site. 2 people already lived there, Emma and Daniel. I did a video call with Emma. She seemed normal, and the room looked fine. I signed the lease. Move-in day was a Saturday. Emma helped me carry boxes up. Daniel was out, she said, but I'd meet him later. The apartment was a railroad style. You had to walk through the living room to get to the bedrooms. My room was at the end of the hall, past Emma's room and Daniel's room. Daniel's door was closed. "He's kind of private," Emma said when she saw me looking at it. "He keeps to himself mostly. Works weird hours." I said that was fine. I wasn't looking for best friends, just reasonable roommates. I unpacked, set up my room, ordered pizza for me and Emma. We ate in the living room and talked about the neighborhood, house rules, cleaning schedule, the usual stuff. Daniel never came out of his room. Around 10, I asked Emma if Daniel wanted pizza. "Oh, he already ate," she said. "He's probably asleep. Early shift tomorrow." The first week was fine. I'd hear Daniel sometimes, his door opening and closing, footsteps in the hallway, the shower running. I'd see signs of him. A coffee mug in the sink that wasn't mine or Emma's, the bathroom light on when I got up in the morning, but I never actually saw him. I figured our schedules just didn't line up. End of week 2, I mentioned to Emma that I still hadn't met Daniel. "Oh, yeah, he's been busy," she said. "He's around, though. You'll run into him eventually." Week 3, I started paying more attention. Daniel's bedroom door was always closed, but I'd hear him in there, music playing softly, footsteps, the sound of his desk chair rolling. Food would disappear from the fridge. The milk I bought on Monday would be half gone by Wednesday. The bread would have fewer slices. His bathroom stuff was in the shower, shampoo, body wash, a razor. But I never saw him, not even a glimpse. One night around 11 p.m., I heard his door open. I was in the living room watching TV. Footsteps in the hall heading toward the kitchen. I turned around to finally say hi. Nobody was there. The kitchen light turned on. I got up and walked into the kitchen. It was empty. But the fridge door was open. There was a glass of milk on the counter, half empty. The milk carton was sitting next to it, cap off. I backed out of the kitchen very slowly and went to Emma's room. I knocked on her door. "Emma," I said, "we need to talk about Daniel." She opened the door. "He's not real, is he?" I asked. She was quiet for a long time. "Come in," she said quietly. I sat on her bed and she sat at her desk chair. "How long have you known?" she asked. "I just watched invisible hands pour a glass of milk," I said. She nodded. "Yeah, that's usually when people figure it out." I asked how long this had been going on. "Since I moved in," she said. "About 1.5 years. The previous tenant before you, Sarah, she lived here for 3 years. She told me about Daniel when I moved in." I asked what Daniel was. "I don't know," Emma said. "A ghost, I guess? He acts like a roommate. He pays rent." I asked how a ghost pays rent. "The landlord's account just gets the money," she said. "Every month on the 1st. Daniel's third of the rent shows up. The landlord doesn't ask questions." "I don't either." I asked why she didn't tell me before I moved in. "Because nobody believes it until they see it," she said. "And honestly, Daniel's a good roommate. He's quiet. He cleans up after himself. He pays his rent on time. Way better than some of the real people I've lived with." I sat there trying to process this. "So what? I just live with a ghost?" "Pretty much," Emma said. "He doesn't bother anyone. He just exists here, does his thing." I asked if anyone had tried to figure out who he was or why he was here. "Sarah looked into it," Emma said. "There's no record of anyone named Daniel ever living here. The apartment's been here since the 70s. Could be anyone from any time." I went back to my room and lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Around 2 o'clock, I heard Daniel's door open. Footsteps in the hall. They stopped outside my door. 3 soft knocks. I didn't say anything. After a moment, the footsteps continued to the bathroom. The shower turned on. I lived there for 10 months. I got used to Daniel. You really do just get used to it, like Emma said. I'd hear him but never see him. His food would disappear from the fridge. His door would be closed during the day and open at night. Sometimes I'd come home and the living room would smell like cigarette smoke, even though none of us smoked. Emma said that was Daniel. He smoked sometimes. Once I was having a bad day and crying in my room. There was a soft knock on my door. I opened it. Nobody there. But there was a cup of tea sitting on the floor outside my room, still hot. I picked it up and said, "Thanks, Daniel." The apartment felt a little warmer after that. I moved out in June when my job relocated me to another city. I texted Emma a few months ago to see how she was doing. She said the new roommate in my old room seemed nice. "Have they met Daniel yet?" I asked. "Not yet," she said. "Give it a few weeks." I was looking for a 1-bedroom in Portland last March. My budget was tight, so I was checking out places in neighborhoods I didn't know that well. This one listing kept popping up. Same building, same unit, 2B. It would get posted, stay up for a week, then disappear. Then 2 weeks later, it'd be back up again. The rent was suspiciously good, $1,100, for a 1-bedroom with exposed brick and hardwood floors in a walkable neighborhood. Everything else in my range was either a basement or had bars on the windows. I messaged the landlord. He responded in like 2 minutes and said I could see it that afternoon. The building was fine. Old, but maintained. The landlord met me in the lobby. Older guy, maybe 60, tired looking. He didn't really make small talk, just led me upstairs. The apartment was nice. Really nice, actually. Big windows, good light. The kitchen had been updated. I was already mentally arranging my furniture. "Why's it been listed so many times?" I asked. He sighed. "People keep breaking their leases early. I'm honest about it now because I'm tired of the turnover. Some tenants say they hear things. I've never heard anything, but I don't live here, so." He shrugged. I asked what kind of things. "Footsteps above them, mostly. But there's no third B. This building only goes up to the second floor. It's just the roof access up there, and that door's always locked." I walked around the apartment, checked the closets, the water pressure, the usual stuff. Everything seemed fine. "Can I see the roof access?" I asked. He looked surprised but said sure. We went back into the hallway and he unlocked this narrow door I hadn't noticed. Steep stairs going up. At the top, another door with a heavy padlock. "See? Nobody's been up there," he said. "I signed the lease that week. Move-in day was fine. My friends helped me carry stuff up. We ordered pizza. Normal moving day chaos. I was exhausted and fell asleep on my mattress on the floor around 11 p.m. I woke up at 2:17 a.m. to footsteps directly above me. Slow, deliberate footsteps, like someone pacing. I lay there listening, back and forth, back and forth. It sounded like they were wearing shoes. Hard soles on a wood floor. But there was no 3B, just roof access. It stopped after maybe 10 minutes. I told myself it was building sounds. Old buildings make noise. Pipes, settling, whatever. It happened again the next night. Same time, I checked. 2:17 a.m. Same pacing pattern. The third night, I decided to go check the roof access door during the footsteps. I stood in the hallway in my pajamas, listening. The footsteps were clearly coming from above. I put my hand on the roof access door. I could feel the vibration of the footsteps through the door. The padlock was still in place, undisturbed. I went back to my apartment and put in earplugs. A week later, my upstairs neighbor, the footsteps, started crying. Not sobbing, just steady crying. Soft but constant. It would go on for hours, starting around 2 a.m. I mentioned it to my downstairs neighbor, this grad student named Tyler, when I ran into him getting mail. "Oh yeah," he said. "That's why I moved down here. I had 2B before you. Couldn't deal with it." I asked why he didn't just move out of the building entirely. "Rent's too high everywhere else," he said. "And it's just noise. It's not like anything actually happens. You get used to it. I lasted 3 months. The footsteps I could handle. The crying even. But then there was the knocking. It started in May. 3 soft knocks on my ceiling. Always around 2 a.m. Always in the same spot, right above my bed. Knocking, then pause. Then the footsteps would start. I broke my lease in June, paid the penalty fee, the whole thing. The landlord didn't even seem surprised. "I'll get it relisted," was all he said. I checked Craigslist last week. Apartment is available again. Same photos, same description. The rent's gone up to $1,250. Someone will take it.